The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The Book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the Book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Off and running on a Tuesday, guys. How are you? Thanks for being here for another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault live. Well, it changes every day as to what time we're live, but live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book and the same handle on Twitter X. We are replayed on Sirius XM, channel 159, Sports Grid TV as well on the late night hour. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. We got a bunch of good things to get to, Dave, today. How are you on this Tuesday?
Good. Fired up, tired, all the above, getting ready for football season. Good on you for going down and meeting a guy about a thing at Circa. So that was good. You got that out of the way because I was busy writing a column on my Twitter account at SportsBeatCake and Sig. You can find it there. Friend of mine passed, mentioned him last week on the show. Mailman Mike.
Yeah.
Delivered the Beano pick every week for a year. We went 12-1. I'm going to try to recreate that with the doctor this year. We're trying to get the doctor's picks. My guy down
officially, because we did it on the show last year, but it was sort of hit or miss.
The doctor's hit and miss. That's his problem. Can't,
Some weeks he was here, some weeks he was not. So we were like, hey, because the doctor's parlay was a lot of fun. That was fun every Friday.
The doctor's going to have a money line parlay for people. So he'll have that. But I'm trying to recreate something where we get like just that one college football game. I don't know who it's going to be.
All right.
But we're going to get that one game from somebody that they want to come on and pitch and sell. And, because college football is big. And,
yes,
we'll talk about that a lot today and just in general. The season starting on Saturday. You're a lot more excited about it than me, but the games are the games. How are you today? What's with all the orange today? You're looking really orange.
I don't know. I got up and I chose violence. I don't know. Just wanted to wear orange today. It's like pause. It's like the yellow pause with the yellow. So
CBW wants to know if it's for Syracuse.
Maybe. I don't know. This is the brigade, the Chicago Brigade hat. So I liked wearing this hat. So I was like, I need a shirt to match the hat. So I was like, all right. We'll go and do it. It looks like a Bears fit. Yeah, it does look like a Bears fit.
It does kind of look like a Bears fit.
It's a little Chicago-esque for you guys. All right, last night, episode 1 of Circa Survivor, the quest for 9.2 million, aired all over the place. Yeah. Yes, it was airing on VSiN. It aired on socials. If you guys missed it, here is a quick little taste of what episode 1 looked like.
Must come to Circa in person to register and pay the entry fees.
Dude, you flew in just for this?
I flew 3,000 miles for one day for the Circa Survivor pool. Absolutely.
You come out one time, you get with your proxy.
We're going to put in your picks every week.
For Circa Survivor, your selections need to be entered from within the state of Nevada. The presence of the proxy services enable contestants to play Circa Survivor from anywhere in the world.
I am from Virginia, Houston.
Middle of nowhere in Ontario, Canada.
From Illinois.
Pataskala, Ohio.
Minnesota.
From South Boston, Massachusetts.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
I'm from Czech Republic. There's a lot of pressure on the contestants to get the picks in and a lot of pressure on the proxies, right, that have this special responsibility.
It's amazing to me that people forget deadlines to put your picks in.
You're texting your picks on Friday night or Saturday morning on your phone, and they're putting them in for you.
You have to put your picks in. That's why you really have to go with a proxy company. If you don't, trust me, you're actually in danger in this type of contest.
Episode 1 aired last night. You can see it online and go check it out. If you're looking for what it looks like online, it looks like this. Circa Sports, the Survivor Football Contest, the quest for 9.2 million. Dave and, hey, Brigade member Lou popping up right there.
Always sweet, and that had
Sweet
that
Lou
hat
from the
on.
412 in there. Wearing a Knicks fit though. We got to correct the jersey this year when he comes back to sign up. But
Pistons. He had Pistons. It was Pistons.
Oh, it's better. Okay, I thought it was Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So you being as prominently shown in there, I think I'm in there probably at some point because they shot a couple things with us that day. That shot, I'm in the background in the, I don't know where I am. I'm somewhere in there because I was there that day when you guys were shooting that. But what was your reaction to episode 1?
We've lived it now for years, the contest. And I mean, when Circa even started it, it was like, wait, what? Somebody's going to put in another contest with the same format as Westgate and compete with them? And they did. And then COVID hit and people were driving in, couldn't go inside. They were taking their paperwork and money. Benson was running in and signing people up and putting them. It was crazy. But all of those memories and everything came about when I was watching that last night. And it was fun. And I got a little sneak peek at episode 2 a little bit, and I can't wait to watch the whole thing. I think people will be very interested, and I think it's going to help the contest grow. I think it's going to help grow some people's personalities, social medias, different things like that, because the stories, I mean, get better as the season goes on. And we get to meet people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got to meet Chris yesterday, right? Like that was fun. That was fun as hell. A guy shows up from Boston. What's the name of the town?
Woburn.
It looks like Woburn or Woburn, but it's Woburn.
Woburn, yeah.
Yeah, Massachusetts. And he's taller and he's a shooter. And we start talking about basketball, and he told us some great stories, and hopefully at some point he's going to be on the show.
The Honey Bunnies, let's go.
I can't wait. The Playboy Honey Bunnies. What? Like, and for those of you that are thinking one thing, it's a whole nother thing. But yeah, it was awesome. And it was a 30-minute meeting that now we have a connection, and we're going to talk. And I mean, you find yourself rooting for people, and you find yourself rooting against other people.
Oh, sure.
Like when you watch that show,
yeah,
there'll be people that are watching that going, I hope they lose.
Well, I want to meet Tsunami, whatever. I forget the guy's name, but the Tsunami guy I want to meet because they needed a villain, and he became the villain of episode 1.
Right.
Because he came up and said, "This is easy. This is a joke. Yeah. This thing is so simple. Just get the money ready for me." It was like, oh boy, okay. So they made him into the villain of episode 1. The only thing that would take that show if they do a next season of it, and it's extremely expensive, and I don't expect them to be able to have it anytime soon. But if you could intersplice the actual play, the gameplay, the kick, rather than watching Derek do play-by-play of a kick to send the game, to have a game-winning kick, and have Derek go, okay, here comes a kick, like to actually be able to cut that and put that in there, that would take that show to a completely different level if you were able to do that. Now, that is extremely expensive to pay the NFL for the rights to use their clips, but that would be cool if you could show the actual play that broke everyone's back in week 3.
Stay tuned. That's a media guy talking about media right there, boys and girls. That's the media portion of the show. Professor Peralt is a media professor. And that's a good eye. That's a good thought. That's a good thing. There will be things like that going forward. I can tell you that. And it's going to get fun. It's going to get bigger. And, we're lucky to be able to be working with this proxy service and doing the meetings and setting you guys up and making sure your picks get in. It's been a blast. And I think it's only going to get better.
It is a very interesting look. And I talked to you about this off the air. Because Stefan Bonner was my boxing coach, I spent a lot of time talking with Stefan before he passed about what the Ultimate Fighter did for the UFC and what the Ultimate Fighter did for him and for Forrest Griffin, like what that built, because the company was on shaky legs and the company needed now Circa's not on shaky legs and the contests are exploding, but it does go to show you that if you put something together that is a documentary style show that's entertaining, that people start to lose that level of fear that they have about entering into something. They go, oh, really? Well, that looks really cool. Huh. So what do? We go to Vegas, we hire a proxy, and we put they put the picks in for us. So we can be any, I think it doesn't resonate with people about what it's like to be at Circa or it's like to be at home. The Brian Urlacher clips are pretty cool. He was like, I know everything about football. I play football. I suck at this.
Yep.
I'm doing this. He's like, I don't bet very well. I don't pick games very well, but it's fun for me because, I played the game and I live vicariously through my picks and plays. That I think people start to have either FOMO about not being in it.
Yep.
Becomes a bucket list thing for them about wanting to be in it. So, I mean, I've been in these contests for years. I mean, the Circa hats are all behind me.
Yep.
I've done the contests and I found myself going this is a really cool thing because you just see how neat a Sunday becomes when one bet's great, but to have your contest entry riding on one team to win.
Yep.
Is a whole different level of sweat.
Yeah. Well, get multiple entries.
Right.
And more sweat. And then, the Circa Millions is picking games against the spread. It's a whole nother thing. This documentary, reality TV show, whatever it's going to be called, docudrama, I don't know, focuses on the survivor.
Which is smart.
Stories.
It's easier.
Right. I think it's more, I don't know, accessible. More people will do the survivor
100%.
Because there's one pick and it's not against the spread, and it's just different. And listen, 9.2 million's up for grabs at the end, and they're taking signups every day now. Going to take signups up until Saturday of the 7th is opening weekend. It's, you can do it after the 5th, which is Thursday night, Chiefs, Ravens. Friday night, you can still do it. You just can't use those teams, Packers, Eagles. But if you have it here, you're here by Saturday morning, we could get them in and do it. So I don't know, man. It's fun. It's fun to be a part of, and it's a fun. There was a lot of buzz, and it was just texts were going around like, "Hey, this is out. Hey, this is tonight. Hey,
I watched it on X on Twitter, and the peak number I saw was 7,000 people watching at one time. So there were people watching. I mean, people were there. They're paying attention to it. I don't know how people were watching it on VSiN, but I think it's one of those things where episode 1 will air, and then people talk about it, and then episode 2 they'll go back and watch 1, and then they'll watch 2, and then they'll keep going. So the buzz of the first episode coming out and people talking about it and saying, "Hey," because I asked Jeremy this morning, I said, "Hey, did you see the show last night?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "I really want to watch it today, though. I heard it was good." And I go, "Yeah, you should watch it. It's pretty cool." Dave's, prominently featured in it. He was like, "Oh, neat. Okay, for sure." So I think it's fun even for us as proxies to say, "Hey, watch Dave in this documentary. You get a good idea as to what we're going to do," and other people who are using the service and people who have used the service and whatnot. So it's going to be exciting, I think, just from a proxy service, a brigade proxy service perspective, to have you on there to explain to people.
And there's multiple people that provide the proxy service, and they're in there as well. And there's multiple people from multiple networks that provide content on there. There's just a lot of people in there, and it's fun to be a part of it. And yes, there's more. And, one is going to just kind of simmer, I guess, all week. They're going to let it cook. And then let's see, who's that? Brent. Oh, there's Brent. Played Survivor the last 2 years and switched to Millions and Super Contest this year. Survivor impossible. Millions just nearly impossible. What's up, sir?
Sure.
That's. I mean, it is hard. It's. I don't want to say it's a shot in the dark, but it's a real, small chance that you're going to actually be that person to win. But the four contestants that won last year changed their life. I think next week, this week, Thursday and Friday, we're live for at Circa contest weekend. Show's going to start about bottom of the hour, 11:30, maybe a couple minutes before 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, both days. And we're going to have everybody on. Derek's going to be on. Mike Palm's going to be on. Benson's going to be on, of course, different days, different times and stuff. But James Farrell's going to be on. And he's, the executive producer of the show. He was on VSiN talking about it. I worked a lot with him. And for those of you that remember the OG days of this show, his brother, Matt Farrell, was the producer of this show. So it's all coming full circle how these things work. And we'll get some behind the scenes look at episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5, which are going to air next week of the show. So
good.
Be fun.
If I know a bunch of you guys in the chat are saying you wish you could be a part of Survivor. Well, depending on the state you live in, you can be part of a baby one, which is our Survivor, the Big Ten Survivor contest, which is going on right now. That is open depending on what state you live in. There are the states that Splash Sports is available in. BVB and Splash Sports getting together to do this. This is kind of a one-of-a-kind type of contest. It is a 14-week, 18-team contest. You can only use one team. Only use Big Ten games, only use Big Ten teams. Look for your state. New York and Michigan are about to become legal. So if you're in those two states, hang out, hold on. We'll get to you hopefully by the end of the week and have that. Our deadline is coming up on the 31st of August to register to be a part of this. $100 entry gets you in. Up to 5 entries are available to you. splashsports.com/BVB. It's not the NFL. I understand it. It's not 12 million. Okay. But if we fill the thing up, it's $25,000 going to the winner. And it's a college football Big Ten tournament where, yes, there's going to be some interesting questions this year in the Big Ten. That's why we picked it, because what do the 4 newbies look like? When does Purdue win? When does Northwestern win? How good will Nebraska be? Are they going to be overrated? Like, is Michigan really good? Or are they bad? Like, there's a million cool questions running around here with the Big Ten. So got 2 weeks left to enter. For $25,000, log on to splashsports.com/BVB. All right. You don't care about this topic, Dave, but the audience will.
I love this topic.
YouTube and the Sunday Ticket they're finally giving us the power that I was whining about all last year.
Right.
I was crying. I was whining. Let me control the damn game I watch.
Right.
Yes. Now we can do it. You can actually go and pick. You also are going to be able to log in with your Yahoo and NFL fantasy football teams, and they're going to track it for you on the screen. Now DirecTV has been doing that for years. That's nothing new. I don't play fantasy, so it means nothing to me. But I know for the fantasy nuts, that was always really big because they would have the game and it would alert you when a big play happened for a player that was actually on your fantasy team. So that's an oldie now becoming part of YouTube TV. So it probably should have already been a part of it, but maybe they wanted year one to go smoothly and they'll add these different things. The new rumor that was reported this morning, that I have not verified this, but let me check and see. You can buy the Sunday Ticket on the Apple App Store.
Yep.
It's over $600 for the year.
Yeah.
And you can add in Red Zone for over $700.
Yeah.
For the season. Excessive?
Well, what do you think?
Who
are going to pay that?
I don't know. I mean, football? YouTube TV is $74 a month for the minimum package, and then it's $325 and that was a sneaky little thing they did on August the 13th. I got a little thing that came across my, your credit card payment gets posted, and I was like, what the hell is that? I was like, where'd that $325 come from? Or was it $375? It was $3 something or whatever. And out of nowhere. And I was like, where did that come from? I was like, I don't remember doing that. It was at Google Account Services. It's like, Google Account Services? Like, what the heck? On August the 13th? Why would you be charging me that on August the 3rd? Oh, it's the Sunday Ticket.
That's what it is. Huh.
They charge you before. Wow. Okay. It's $679.99 without YouTube.
Look at WV Punch Drunk 1. He changed his avatar. That's him and the girlfriend. Looking good, sir. I love it. Yeah, that's excessive. No? I mean,
according to Whitrock, it's because Apple takes 25%, a cut of it.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So 75% is 130.
Sunday Ticket in the AM, that was AM radio free.
Good call, Tommy.
And we'll see you coming up this weekend, Tommy. I sent you an email back, so we'll see you in town. So I emailed you back to set up with you coming to town. Looking forward to seeing you.
Perfect.
I think it's interesting because when I was coming up in radio, and today is National Radio Day, by the way, so happy National Radio Day to everybody. But I was paid to go to games and to call into a variety of networks. So when I was the voice of UVA women, I did a pregame show and a postgame show for Virginia football. After I finished my pregame show duties, I went to the press box and I called every other ACC network, radio network. I had a phone in front of me, a hardwired phone, and I called in intro. Every network had their own time slot for you as to when you're supposed to call in.
Was it taped down on the counter, like the sheet with all the phone numbers? It was taped down.
Oh, no. I had all the phone numbers, but the phone was taped down. The phone was literally.
Oh, no, the phone was always sitting there. Yeah, but no, there was always, like, a lot of times in the press box in Three Rivers, there was a sheet that was like laminated and taped down that had the names and the numbers of the networks.
Oh, no. For me, it was just I had every ACC network to call in, and they were either doing their pregame show or in-game. Like, it was pretty cool. Like, I would call, like, North Carolina would put me on the air. They would just go, okay, Matt's ready to go from Virginia. And you go ahead and go, hey, live from Charlottesville, UVA is currently driving up 17-7 on the, you just go. And you do it in 30-second quick little increments. So to Tommy's point, that was red zone. I mean, that was, direct. That was the Sunday ticket type of thing for college football. And then NFL was the same thing. I never did stringing for NFL football, but I hosted for it. I was the guy in the studio where I had stringers on when I was working for Yahoo Sports Radio and then Sports Map Radio. I was the guy on Sunday running the ship and basically had 10 stringers all over the country, and they would call in, and it was just basically update. And it was fun. It was one of the more fun things I ever did in radio, but that was before, having a dish in your house. Some people couldn't have dishes on their house, so they lived in cities that they couldn't have a direct TV connection. So it's, back in the day, old school radio.
I had a C-band dish. Big E got us a C-band dish, and we picked up every feed of every game. And then I interned.
C-band means contraband.
No. C-band was a gigantic satellite dish that you see at TV networks. I don't know how he put it on the shed. Yeah, he put it on top of the shed. He's like, we got a satellite dish. I didn't ask no questions.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't ask where it came from.
Contraband.
No. We had it was a legit company come in and set it up. But all the feeds were wild feeds. So we could watch everything. And then I interned at the TV station, and I knew that, C4N5 was the coordinates for this satellite. And
wow,
we got every game of everything. Like, this was nuts. So seeing this commercialization of all this, and then like FanDuel has a promotion now, might have fallen off a NASA truck, Mikey. I don't know. Biggie ain't around to ask, but we had a guy named Edgar come over and wired a house. I mean, I don't know how all this happened, but seeing the commercialization of all this is crazy to me. And then FanDuel tied a promotion together with it.
I did a read last night for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you sign up with FanDuel, you get half off the
it's anybody. Right? If you have a FanDuel account, $5 bet will get you 3 weeks for free. First 3 weeks. So you're not getting the whole year for free. You're getting the first 3 weeks, which is not that abnormal. They normally give away the first week. So FanDuel probably paid them for the extra 2 weeks to get, and knowing that, and I'll admit this, people who sign up for it for the first 3 weeks will get so accustomed to having it, you're going to buy it. Like, it's like a drug. Yeah. It's just to give you a taste of it. Cause look, I've had it for over a decade. I don't know how many years in a row I've had the Sunday ticket, but it is the most fun thing on Sunday for me. I get done with my work in the morning on Sunday, and then I go and watch the games, and I love it. I mean, it's gotten to the point where Madeline tells people stories of my dad on Sunday is really annoying. He just walks up and down the house all day. He just goes up and down because there's 2 TVs. So I have a TV upstairs, TV downstairs. So, but last year I had to have 4 games on down here and 4 games on upstairs.
Right.
So I had 2 separate 4 boxes going that I'd walk back and forth and just see which games are going the way that I want it to go. This year I can pick at least, and now I can tell YouTube TV which games I want to watch. So I don't know. I am 100% in desperate need of a TV upgrade. So I'm really excited about potentially upgrading my upstairs TV before football starts to have that. So that will be probably for after Labor Day, for after the weekend, for the first weekend of the NFL. But I know a lot of people who are going to be very happy about the ability to tell YouTube TV. Party at my house. Sure. Yes, party at my house. Let's go. Yes, let's have a good time. And I'm not leaving. That's as long as I have to leave my house, I'm good. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, see, and I mean, I spent literally 20 years in sports books. I didn't even watch the first half of the games. That was when we took lunch. Like it was, we had them all. And just a wall of screens and games, and it's different for me because I've watched all the games for every week for 30 years. Like, so I don't know. Yes, it's the Patriots game's always on one of them.
Always on one of them. TVs are cheap, but Vitalis, I'm cheap, and I've been cheap for a while. My TV upstairs is 720. To give you an idea of how old my TV is upstairs,
Right.
I don't even have 1080p upstairs. I have a 720 TV upstairs. My downstairs TV is 1080p, but my upstairs TV is not. That's the biggest TV in the house. So I absolutely am way overdue to do an upgrade on the TV. But it's football, food, friends, and fun. It's just part of it. I think it's really fun to see, I watched that show last night. Your tweet was perfect. Like, if you weren't excited about football, if you hadn't caught the bug, watching that show was like, whoa,
Here we go.
here we go.
Here we go.
Like, here we go. Like,
Yep.
it's time to get rolling now. Like, you just started to feel that the energy of an NFL season. There's nothing like it. And we get to live vicariously kind of through you guys, like through the guys who are in the contest.
Yep.
We love talking with you. Like, talking to Chris yesterday was really fun. Just learning
great.
his life and learning about his son and how his son now is balling and playing. And like, him and his wife sound like they both can hoop and really can play. And, their kid now wants to play and he's playing well. And that's really neat, just because now we're going to know, oh, that's Chris from Boston. Right. He's doing the Survivor. He named his kid he named his team name after his kid's fantasy football team.
Right.
So, like, that's cool. So, Gritty on the Gridiron, if you see that on the standings, there we go. Yes, I know it's not okay, Rosie. I have to upgrade. Having a 720, having a 780, whatever it is, 720, not good. It doesn't look bad. It's not fast. And Corbin, you're absolutely right. We need to get a Geek Squad. I don't need the mini sports book because I've got it with the Sunday Ticket because it separates the games. I don't need like 4 different TVs with 4 different games. I've never needed that. That's like Joe Ranieri on Sports Grid. Like, he's got like 1,000 TVs going on. So I just need one that I can break up into different corners for games, and I'm good. 720, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad, CBW. I'm not complaining. It's just not what it should be. Like, it's not 1080p. That crystal TV, that clearness, that beauty of seeing things. And yes, if you're blind, yes, honey, you have bad vision. 720 is like 4K. You're right.
You could walk to some place that has all the games up all the time.
When I do that, I lose a couple of things I really do require. 1, I control the sound. 2, I control who's around me. 3, I have my own bathroom.
Right.
I don't have those things when I go out.
It's fine.
So I need all of those things. Well, we know about my internet speed, CBW. It's been somewhat questionable. Although Chris gave me an unbelievable explanation as to what might be going on with our internet. Chris is a savant with this stuff, and he
We got a guy.
He diagnosed my internet problem. Dave, I walked the entire perimeter of my house today looking for what he talked about. Couldn't find it.
Okay.
Went in. Excuse me. Sorry. Went into my garage, looked around, couldn't find him. It doesn't mean it's not there. Doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
But I gotta find it because I'm on a personal mission to find exactly what he talked about, because he had a very interesting theory as to why I freeze. And no one has ever said that. Why he thought it was a router, computer upgrade. He was like, nope. He's like, I think you got a wiring problem in your house.
That'd be phenomenal if that's the reason, because he is the first person to say it. I said it to Chris and you both yesterday. I bet on Chris. After that, this explanation and him talking about all the different things he was talking about. Yeah. Listen.
I can yell as loud as he wants. Very true. Yes, I can yell at anything I want and not get
You can
punched
yell
in
as
the face.
loud as you want in the book.
And not piss off. I don't know. I'm watching a Jet fan.
As loud as you want.
If I'm a Jet fan, I start screaming at something, I might get punched in the face by somebody. But yes, Rainmaker, watching games in a book is awesome. I'm not going to debate that. The right book. But, I mean, the energy at Circa is incredible. The Westgate has incredible energy as well. There's some very cool places in Vegas to watch football, for sure. It is cool.
And places by the house are just as good. As far as the screens and the stories and the different things, like there's a couple hidden gems not far from us. I mean, those places are great. You can see everything. I mean, the Westgate and the Circa, you can see everything. There's nothing you can't say I didn't see that. Ever.
Red Rock's food options are great because it's less expensive. I like the restaurants better at Circa.
Yeah.
But the cost point is much different in terms of like going to Buffalo Wild Wings and getting 12 wings or going to 8 East and getting 4 dishes.
Correct.
There's a different
big difference.
Price point is quite different on that. So excited for that with YouTube TV and the Sunday ticket coming back. All right. What happened last night? The Marlins are now 45-17-2 to the over at home after a 9-6 loss to the D-backs last night. I mean, that's an unbelievable number because
keep doing it.
They're 27-40.
Right.
Like it's not that they're scoring a lot.
No, they're giving them up.
They're getting killed.
Yeah.
Consistently getting killed. And even games that are supposed to be low scoring are going way high. 9-6. Not just like kind of going over, but just flying over with the Marlins. Number 1 team in Major League Baseball when they're at home, 45-17-2 to the over. Is that the books just not adjusting or the public not paying attention and making them pay for it?
No, I think you just keep the number the same.
Okay.
Or what you rate it. I mean, you may start to shade it, but as soon as you do, then it goes the other way. So I think you just leave the process the same. But 45-17-2 is absurd.
To an over. Not an under, to an over.
Just either way. It's not. I mean, that's glaringly over one way. So 45 out of 60 is, what is that, 75%?
76.2, I believe.
Oh, because it's one game under. Yeah, 59 games. Wow. That's, no, 45-17 is 63. Okay, so yeah.
I'm just going off team rankings percentages. So if that's wrong, that's them. It's on them. I don't know. 72.6 is the actual percentage over.
Yeah, that's good. I think
7 out of 10 going over.
And that's why betting the total sometimes is better.
Something going on with the stadium? Just bad pitching.
A little bit of both, Tilo. I think there might be, maybe they're playing more games with the vent things open. Who knows? I don't know. Without being down there.
They stink at home. They're trying to get an advantage for themselves. It's not there.
Yeah.
They stink.
I think it's something to just be observed, but it's better than like the totals. The juice is minus 120, minus 125, maybe at the highest point. That's why the sharpest guy, I've been saying this for years. Sharpest guys I know play the totals. Way less juice. When you got to lay the Dodgers, you got to lay 180, you got to lay 220, you got to lay 250, sometimes $3. Like, it's easier to go 72% and you're laying 120. Call it a week, call it a month, call it a year. That's good.
Milwaukee is the next closest at home, 35-21-6 to the over. That's 62.5%. Cleveland, 33-21-4 to the over. That's 61.1%. And San Diego is 37-24-1, 60.7%. So it's not just like they have a 10 percentage point lead on the next nearest team.
Yeah,
like they're like, it's a missile.
Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to be that much over. Man, Venezuela just walked off Aruba in the Little League World Series. I feel so bad for those kids that get walked off. It's so exciting for the team that wins it. But damn, man, those kids are bummed out. Oh,
Arizona wins the game. They're now 20-8 since the All-Star break.
How good are they?
Where'd this come from? 20-8.
So the way this is going to break down is that the National League West looks like it's going to get 3 teams in, but only one is going to have to play. 2 of them are going to have to play against each other and eliminate them. So if San Diego and the Dodgers end up playing, that's going to be a brutal series. I mean, like a brutal series. Either team can win. Same with Arizona. If Arizona ends up on the other side like they did last year, Arizona had to beat the Dodgers and then get through the Phillies. The path is going to determine everything. It's going to determine everything because I still think any one of the 3 teams can win the World Series.
I would agree, but who's winning the division?
Well, the divisions are getting. I mean,
it's a 3 and a 4 game lead.
That's what I mean. I don't think it's
not
done.
For. It's not spoken. Dodgers aren't just walking in with the West.
No.
I mean, they can lose the division in a weekend.
Absolutely,
in a 4-game sweat, they could be in second place.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I don't know who's winning the division today. Got to go through the schedule a little bit deeper and see. Would either Diamondbacks, Padres winning division surprise you at this point?
No, the Padres are 20-6 since the break. They're 20-6. 20-8, 20-6. I mean, this is how you make up ground in a division race. You get stupid hot after the break and you just run through teams.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know. Type it in the chat, boys and girls, baseball heads, girls. Patty Lopez is coming down. She's going to see us on Thursday. Thank you, Patty, for being here yesterday. I don't know if you're here today. Who wins the NL West? I know Tilo's going to say the Dodgers. Ooh. I don't know who everybody else is going to say. Can you do a 3-person poll? A 3-vote poll? Yep. Who's winning the NL West? We'll see the percentages. Leave it up for a little while. Dodgers, D-backs, Padres. Wow. I don't know. I think the Dodgers will get the majority of the votes, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think.
If I'm picking right now, I would say Arizona if they can get if they get Martell back, if they gotta get healthy.
Yeah, that hurts them.
That's brutal. So their injury bug has me a bit concerned. If they were healthy, I'd say Arizona, but let's see how quickly they can get guys back.
Santana said Serpientes. Serpientes.
They're scoring so many runs.
Mikey Ossip's not here, but Addison said ODU. No, we're not voting ODU. Glad the Dodgers are playing meaningful baseball down the stretch. 1-star Gorov. You and other Dodger fans thinking the same thing.
Saying what? It's better to battle your way in and not just walk to the title?
Anything is better than what's been, right? Like,
yeah,
the results, they have not gotten the results that preseason odds would indicate, current odds would indicate. Dodgers fans want a World Series that wasn't in the bubble.
Yep, they should.
And now they got Ohtani. Like, there's more pressure on them now, is there not?
The Dodgers?
Yes.
Well, it is because they're playing middling baseball. I think there's pressure on them because people are going, okay, is your pitching good enough? We know you can score. You have a 104 run differential, but you've given up 512 runs. Like, this is a number that's higher than the Brewers, higher than the Phillies, higher than the Braves, higher than the no, the Mets have given more runs than them. But like, they've just given up a lot of runs. Their bullpen can be shaky at times. Their starting pitching is inconsistent because it depends on who's there. Clayton Kershaw has been the quote stopper for the rotation over the last 2 weeks. I don't know how that may not continue. And if that doesn't continue, I mean, who do you turn to? Stone and say, hey, kid, go win a division for us? Like, they have so many injuries with their pitchers.
Sneaky move putting, I think it's Kopech as the closer.
Well, he's been unbelievable. He's been untouchable. Biggest pickup so far. He's the biggest pickup in terms of trade deadline acquisition. Kopech being the closer for the Dodgers has been absolutely lights out. I think he's given up one hit.
It's unbelievable. I watched him. Was it Friday and Sunday? Close it out against the Cardinals, and I was seeing his numbers and realizing what he's done. He's completely stabilized that question mark, at least right now for the Dodgers. The Padres went and shored up their bullpen for the playoffs and the back end of the season. Like, they don't give up runs in the late innings. And Tilo just came in and mentioned he's a Dodger fan holding a Mike Shid. I don't know how to say his name. Manager of the Year ticket.
Go ahead. You say it.
The manager of the Padres. Yeah. Will, I think I don't have to say sorry, Will. I might have said it by accident, Will. I don't know if I said it right, put an L in there, whatever. But
so Kopech, since being acquired, in his appearances, this is how many hits he's given up: 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 hit since being acquired.
Yeah, and like no walks either. Like
let's see. Walks for him, he's given up 1.
Yeah.
1 walk in 1 hit. So he's given up 2 base runners in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 appearances since being traded.
So, I mean, that was the question with the Dodgers and the back end of the rotation, like just throwing guys in there. Well, now, I mean, you shore up that Dodgers, Padres, best bullpens, Phillies, best starters, Diamondbacks, as good of a lineup without Marte, maybe not now, but as good of a lineup as anybody. I don't know. And then the Brewers may end up with the best record in all of it. National League is completely wide open. I tweeted that thing yesterday from Jeff Passan. It is incredible how wide open it is. And I heard somebody call it a tournament. It's not the playoffs anymore. The Major League Baseball playoffs are now just a postseason tournament. And it's pretty random. Can't remember. I like to attribute everything that I hear to somebody because I don't hear much because I don't consume much. Kind of just live the life. But
yes, TBW, Red Sox drafted Kopech. He was supposed to be the closer. I mean, Kopech was supposed to be the Red Sox closer. They made him into a starter.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to come up to be a Red Sox. He was supposed to be a closer. Like that was, and you're right, Dave's Daily Picks. He can start for them in a pinch if he has to. Yes. But him being a closer is what the Red Sox always dreamt of him because he threw 102 miles an hour. So when they drafted him, it was like, okay, they used him and traded him to the White Sox when they got the shortstop prospect whose name, Iglesias, right? Yeah.
From on the Red Sox?
No, from the White Sox, traded Kopech to the White Sox when they got, I thought he was part of the Chris Sale deal.
I don't know.
Might have been part of the Chris Sale deal, but Kopech was part of a big trade package that brought. I thought it was Iglesias, but it might have been actually Chris Sale.
This is incredible right now. We got guys in the chat between Fish.
Oh, I was right. Okay, thank you.
Lou,
the Sale trade. I was right.
Are making plans for when they come to Vegas to sign up for the contest.
Let's go.
That's going to be great.
Oh, Moncada and Kopech were the headlines, and neither one really panned out for the White Sox. Chris Sale won a World Series for the Red Sox, and then things really went south fast.
Well,
Iglesias went to the Tigers for David Price. Okay, that was that trade. Thank you, JPC. That's right. That's how that happened. And then David Price went to the Dodgers. Interesting. This is pause the baseball talk for 1 second because I'm just curious because I know the MMA guys are going to want to know about this. So Ariel Helwani just announced that Yahoo Sports and him are partnering to launch a brand new combat sports vertical called uncrowned.com.
Oh,
I love this for Ariel. I kind of am pissed off about it because they let Aioli walk, and I thought, and the rumor was that Yahoo Sports was getting out of the combat sports world, and they weren't getting out of it. They're just getting out of the Kevin Aioli business, which sucks,
right?
So, it's kind of like one of those like. I'm happy for Ariel. It looks like it's going to be very cool. It looks like he's left everything he was doing to go join Yahoo Sports and really have a big piece. He's going to own his own stuff, which is something that you and I have talked about quite a bit here with BVB.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting. I'll be curious to see how that gets received by people in the combat sport space with Yahoo's reach, obviously being tremendous. But Kevin Aioli, I would love to see Kevin get brought back under that umbrella to bring him back covering boxing. He's been doing his own thing. I think Kevin's moving back to Pittsburgh, though, so I don't know if Kevin's going to still be in Vegas or not.
Right.
I heard he was moving back to Pittsburgh. So, okay, more baseball. The Mets now are a game and a half back of Atlanta.
For the last playoff spot?
Well, no, just for the third. Yes, for the
third wild card.
Third wild card part. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. How loud are these footsteps do you think Atlanta is hearing with New York?
What do you mean? They're right there. Right there. Hearing footsteps. I think there's genuine concern.
Yeah, for the last wild card spot, right? Because the Diamondbacks and the Padres have 55 and 56 losses. Braves 58 losses. Mets 60.
Well, that's what I mean. The two NL West teams are separating themselves a little bit in the standings. And I'm not saying it's going to take a collapse by either one of them, but I don't think either one of them are going to have that sustained losing streak.
Fair.
Or September swoon. The Mets are right there with the Braves to take that spot for sure. No? Sale and then what? For the Braves.
This is I'm on the Braves today because this is do or die. You sold me yesterday. I agree. This is death here.
Oh.
Braves have got to get, and Wheeler's not been great at Atlanta. He's got a 5-5 record with a plus 3.6 ERA.
Yeah,
at Sun Life. So they need this, banged up or not. They need Lopez to be great today. He's got to be outstanding today for the Braves.
I'm surprised it's as high as it is.
What is it now? I got plus 115 last night.
Oh, it's up. I mean,
I figured.
No, it's the play came already on the Phillies.
Right. Yeah. What's the price?
Minus 140. You're getting plus 135.
Ooh, I got plus 115 on it.
Yeah.
I don't blame people for going at it and saying the Braves are dead. I just said, you know what? This might be the last time I'm betting on Atlanta this year, but this is a game. You got a starter who has a 1.75 ERA at home for Atlanta. He's got to be great today.
I mean, you get Wheeler, Lopez today, and you get Nola Freed tomorrow. I mean, you got playoff game. Wow.
And really important game for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Really important game. So we'll get to that here in a little bit during Better to Book It. But back against the wall time here in late August for the Atlanta Braves. Injury, no injury. Red Sox bullpen blows it again last night. I mean, it's too predictable right now. The Red Sox bullpen is just absolutely atrocious. Up 4-3. They lose 5-4. Walk-off home run off Kenley Jansen in the ninth inning. Boston now under 500 since the All-Star break. They're 4.5 games out of the playoffs. We did this with the Pirates. We said, goodbye. This feels like the Red Sox are on the same slide. Goodbye.
You know that song? Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Wave.
Hey. But yes.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's over. I don't want to say it's over.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Giving you crap.
Okay. I don't think it's over, but the schedule is not. They've not beaten the Astros yet this year. They're 0-4 against Houston. They got 2 more against the Astros. Then the Diamondbacks are at home at Fenway for 3. And then they have literally the stretch that will determine the season. They play Toronto for 4 at home. They play Detroit on the road for 3, the Mets on the road for 3, and the White Sox at home for 3. If you're not way over 500 after that stretch, you got to go, what's that? 4, 7, 10, 13 games. You need 10-3. You need a red hot run for Boston. If they're not like that, goodbye. It's over. So we're almost to the point where the Red Sox season is going to hinge on one stretch against bad baseball teams, because after that, it's Baltimore, the Yankees on the road, Tampa, the Twins at Toronto, and then Tampa.
It's ugly.
It's ugly. It's not easy. It's ugly. And people are pissed off. They're mad in Boston because they didn't do enough to shore up the bullpen at the deadline. And I get that. They're just going to have to score a ton of runs.
Hold on.
Score a lot of runs. I mean, be a softball team to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't really worry about that too much. They can't score.
4.5 games. 4.5 games is not impossible.
That's not impossible at all. It's not impossible at all. Let me see. What is their record right now?
Boston?
Yeah,
They are 65-59.
So they're going to go over season wins 70. What'd you say? 78?
76.5.
Okay. So
I had them going 80 and 82. If we wind it back from beginning of the year,
right? 80. February, yeah.
I said 80 and 82.
So 124 they've played. So that's 38 games left.
Yeah.
But I should be able to win half. I think I'm going to get over that season win.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not worried about that bad. I'm worried about the playoffs. I want them to make the playoffs. And right now, the Royals won't stop losing, won't stop winning, and the Red Sox won't stop losing.
Correct.
So going in very opposite directions.
Yeah,
these two teams are going in very different directions.
See the price on KC today?
We'll get to it a little bit later. Yeah, outrageous. The Astros have won 11 of 12. They're now 5 games up on Seattle. This was a conversation in like
a week ago
in May, right? Yeah, like
what do you mean? It was a conversation a week ago. That's why I thought you were wearing the orange today. I thought it was
the Astros.
I thought it was for the Astros. Yeah.
Well, they're owning. I mean, they're owning the Red Sox, so I guess so. Yeah, I mean, it would be like a bet thing. They're 4-0 against them, but they're 11 of 12 versus everybody.
Right.
They're 9-1, Dave. They're down to 9-1 to win it all. Like that's crazy.
It's unbelievable, and there's so many people that like want to root against them, and the Astros don't go away. Yeah,
they're not lousy anymore.
Lousy. Yeah. Not now. This is the team. I don't want to say now, but it's damn close where they're going to end up as a co-favorite to win the American League.
I would agree. And
they are so anti-prone to losing streaks. It's unbelievable.
And no one wants to play them.
Yeah,
no one wants to play them. If you see Houston, if your bracket comes out and you see you got the Astros, you're like, son of a, you got a fight on your hands. They're going to be a tough out.
Price seems so easy today. Astros today against Pavetta.
I agree. I don't get it.
I mean, it was.
I don't get it.
Like the overnight was right. Now it's not. It's pick 'em. It's literally -110 both sides.
Yeah, it's wrong.
What? Come on, bro.
Until further notice, it's Astros.
Man.
Yeah, especially against the Red Sox bullpen. I mean, if they're trailing, late, jump on them.
Thought this was like an H-Town show today because, we got the Houston team coming up.
That's right. Yeah, true.
All that other stuff, and then the Astros and all this other crap.
This is wild. The Seattle Mariners were up 10 games on June 19th. They're 20-31 since.
Wasn't that long ago. Man. The juice. Remember when put that back up? Remember when the Stros were 10 games back from Seattle? Now they're 4 games ahead of
Seattle. 5 now.
It's
5, and they're 20-31.
By the way, the juice, it's there, not THEIR. It's THEY apostrophe R.
We're not doing grammar lessons here.
I know, but I'm just letting them know because if people watch the show, they're going to be like, "Man, the juice didn't even type it right." But
it's fine.
I'm just giving you crap. We love you guys.
It's fine.
Yeah. Seattle's going to make the playoffs.
Are they dead?
Going to take a hell of a September for them to fix this.
And they can't score, so no, they're dead.
Don't think it's going to happen. Today they get Walker Buehler. Thanks for coming. Hello.
Yeah, getting the Dodgers is not. You don't want to play the Dodgers right now.
You lost 2-3 in Pittsburgh, and you had to see Skeens and everything, and now you go to Dodgers, and
they go Dodgers for 2 more, then the Giants at home, Tampa at home, at the Angels, and at the A's. That's a good stretch for them. That's a 6-game reprieve. Then at St. Louis, 9-game road trip. Then you're home for San Diego, home for Texas, home for the Yankees, at Texas, at Houston for the last road trip. That's not easy. And then Oakland to end the year.
So, I mean, they control their own destiny. They play all the teams right ahead of them.
Yeah, but I mean, for the division they do, but not for the wild card they don't. The wild card.
I mean, at this point, that's all they're going for, right?
Right.
And we got to win a division to get in.
Most likely. I mean, they're 6.5 games out of the wild card spot.
Yeah, where's TP? Are you with me? Question mark today. Huh? Mr. Seattle, where you at?
Yeah.
Tough stretch.
That's yikes. Not great. Time for the Circa Sports Pro Football Team of the Day. Guys, we are live at Circa for the Ultimate Football Weekend, Thursday and Friday. There's stuff on Saturday. We'll be there as well. Sunday, very, very busy weekend for us here. People are leaving my house Saturday morning. We're going to be rolling at Circa all day Saturday, Sunday. A lot of good stuff happening for us. If you're coming down, the show will be on the 3rd floor. We said 12 to 2. We're going to correct that a little bit. It's 11:30 to 1:30 for the show Pacific time. So if you are coming, just heads up on that. We have some scheduling things that are going to bump the show a little bit earlier than we initially anticipated. So 11:30 Pacific time, 2:30 Eastern time start Thursday and Friday from Circa Sports for the Ultimate Football Contest weekend. Circa Survivor and Circa Million signups will be happening. And guys, if you are toying with the idea of which contest to do, Circa Million is hard. I get it. But the mini contests and the fact that you may be only competing against 4,000 to 5,000 people should make it kind of, you go, pause, hold on. There's 12,000 entries in Survivor. There's 4,000 to 5,000 in Million. Just a number game there. If you're toying with the idea, you have more chances to win. You have action all year. I don't know. I feel like people might kind of click in with that at some point, Dave, and go, wait a minute, Millions might be where I need to be.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think the hesitation comes with, it's a season-long commitment. If I lose in a Survivor, at least I don't have to worry about it. Well, the season-long commitment, 1, is fun. 2, it resets after every 4 weeks, which means you can have a bad run and start over, go, who knows, 16-4, 17-3 or something like that, and pick up $150K. The quarterly prizes make it fun, and then the masterful effort of getting the booby prize. Like if you go bad, you can win $50,000 a quarter for having the worst record. So all the different ways to win, I think it's worthy of consideration, let alone discussion, especially like we've talked about with the Survivor. If you split it with somebody, we got guys splitting a Circa Millions entry. It split it last year, Brigade guys.
5 ways.
5 ways. It's $200 a guy. It's worth it.
And it's fun. Each pick a game.
Yeah.
It's fun. The team of the day, the Houston Texans. Win total is set at 9.5. Over juiced at -145 at Circa Sports. Dave, what does year 2 look like for quarterback CJ Stroud? Sophomore slump, or does he take a big step? Because their year very well might hinge on that answer.
I love that guy. I liked that guy in college, though. I'm biased. I saw him get beat up and hit and stuff in Ohio State and said, this kid keeps showing up, keeps getting up, keeps making those throws. And, by the way, he's a hell of an athlete and can run when they need him to.
Leader.
He was the guy that did it when they suspended everybody against Northwestern, right? Remember that everybody was sick or something? It was 27 guys. And he had to play with all the 3rd stringers and the 4th stringers, offensive line and quarter and receivers. And I was like, all right, this guy. Last year, I don't want to say confirmed everything that I was thinking about him. Why would you think there would be a drop-off?
Because it happens with freshmen or rookie quarterbacks to go into year 2. The league knows. The league spends time. The division spends the offseason prepping for you. So there's a sophomore slump has been a real thing in the NFL.
Right.
So there's possibilities there. But the Texans' schedule, it's not that hard. It's a first-place schedule, but it's not horrible. They open up on the road at Indy. Divisional game out of the gate on the road, not great. But I think they win that game.
Let's see. Crazy because I have the sheets and I didn't bring them up. They're in my car. I have every game, every spread, but I have it on my phone. Houston is a 2.5-point favorite at Indy.
2-point favorite. Yeah, I like them there. Chicago at home on Sunday Night Football.
3.5-point favorite. Win that
How
game.
about that? Sunday night, week 2 is Houston, Chicago. Different NFL that we've had over the last couple of years.
I'll say. Yeah.
That's a different type of game in week 2 for NBC Sunday Night Football primetime. On the road at the Vikings in week 3.
Ironically, you don't need YouTube TV for that one.
That's true. 3-0, Dave. 3-0.
Oh, you have them 3-0?
I do.
What if they can lose the Indy game, though?
They can. I don't think they will.
All right, so 3-0.
Jacksonville's 4-0.
Home against Jacksonville's 3.5. Okay.
I'll have them losing to Buffalo.
Okay.
Playoff preview type game, but I'll give it to the Bills.
All right.
They'll beat the Patriots and lose to the Packers.
Okay. I could see both of those things happening.
I think they beat the Colts and lose to the Jets on Thursday Night Football on the road.
See, I think they lose the first game against Indy, but they win this one. Okay.
All right. I have them
losing to the Jets. They're 2.5-point dogs.
They'll lose to the Lions on Sunday Night Football at home.
At home. Wow. Okay.
Lose to Dallas on Monday Night Football.
Wow, they're in prime time every game.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then I think they'll beat Tennessee and beat Jacksonville.
Beat Tennessee and beat Jacksonville. You have them going undefeated in a division?
I do until, pretty much, 5-1.
Wow.
5-1 minimum. 6-0, very possible.
Okay. And then a bye. That's a good bye week.
So I have them there. I have them at 9-4.
1, 2, 3.
At the bye, they're 9-4.
4. I think I have the same.
9-4.
Or 8-5.
Okay. Well, the number's 9.5. So for the next, after the bye week, we only have to go and find one win.
4 games.
Now, that one win might come against Tennessee because Miami, KC, Baltimore are probably all losses. Or 2-2 at best.
Wow.
So I think it's 9-4 going to the bye, and then look out here at the bottom could be really Sweatville.
Right.
Because Miami at the Dome, Kansas City in December, outdoors, yikes, warm weather team at Arrowhead, not easy on a Saturday. Then they're playing on Christmas Day on Wednesday. Texans all at home against the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
On Christmas Day.
Wow.
That's a game.
Is that the night game? That's the afternoon.
No, it's a day game. 4:30 Eastern.
Oh, because they're doing it.
These Pacific times.
Right. So one game on Christmas.
No, there's 2 games. Netflix has 2 games. Christmas Day's got 2 games.
Oh, that's right. The Steelers.
Yep.
Yeah, the Steelers and the Chiefs. Put it in the chat, boys and girls. How many games did the Houston Texans win this year?
By the way,
it's minimum 10.
The first poll, Dodgers are winning the West by 61% of the votes.
61%. The Diamondbacks only got 13% of the votes, and the Padres right there with the other 25. Wow. Could be a smash spot, minus 110 on the Houston to win a division. You have them 5-1 or 6-0 in a division. How do they not win a division?
Yep. I don't like the division. I don't think Jacksonville's not very good. I'm not buying the Colts. I'm not buying Indy. I know. I'm not buying Indy. I get they're one of my blind spot teams. The Texans were one of my blind spot teams. But I like CJ Stroud a lot. I like what's happening coaching wise. I love the fact that their wide receivers are starting to, just Nico Collins gets better and better. I hope Tank Dell comes back with a better, don't give him the ball at the goal line ever again. Guy literally snapped his leg like a pretzel. Can't have that guy at the goal line anymore. But when he's healthy, he's awesome. And Stephon Diggs is now part of that receiving core.
Yeah, why are people finding that to be a negative?
Because of who he is, so they're saying he's going to be a negative. But see, I don't think that's true, Eric.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, nor I. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and just right. If Anthony Richardson doesn't learn how to slide, the Colts will. I don't even know how good he is, period. Like, I don't know. I think the book is completely out. I don't know. See, I mean, there are some people who really like the Colts. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them.
I think the Colts absolutely can win that game. I have the Colts winning that game.
Okay.
How
about the division, though?
No, I like Houston to win the division. The Colts will be
I'm minus 110.
Second. I think the Colts are second. I'm not impressed at all with Jacksonville. Haven't been. They could finish last. Tennessee could actually be better. T. Sparks was in. He's got me convinced that they're going to win.
Who's going to stop
week 1?
JT?
Yorkie. Look at Yorkie. Who's going to stop JT? Hi, Yorkie. You're looking good, buddy.
Look, Taylor's fun, but
right there for the hockey team.
But I'm telling you, that defense for the Houston Texans, it's pretty good. It's getting better. They got a defensive-minded head coach. I don't know. I don't see Jonathan Taylor.
Just went over it. I think they win. I think they win 10 games. Right? That injury is the only thing going to stop this. I think Houston wins 10 games. The bottom ceiling, I mean, the floor is 9.
And 10-7 is not like an unbelievable season.
10-7 is enough, I think, to win this division.
Yeah, but 12-5 might be. I mean, I think 12-5 is on. I mean, that's on the table.
The ceiling is definitely higher. I literally think the floor of this is 9.
See, Andy O saying what everyone's saying. Sophomore slump is coming.
Could be Andy O.
It's possible.
I don't know. A year of film on Stroud, worst year than first year. Could be.
When people say sophomore slump is coming, that's possible, but I'm not buying that Stroud's going to drop off a table and all of a sudden look lost out there. It look like, I don't know, like Bryce Young. I don't think so. Like, he had such a command of that offense last year. He was so comfortable. The offensive line protected him. He has a running game, and now he's got better weapons and more mature weapons. I mean, again, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and Stephon Diggs, plus a tight end to throw to. That's a really good offense. It's a really solid offense that, has a chance to do some big things.
Houston's been one of your teams that you just have been like literally your kryptonite, the bane of your existence. Betting against
them.
Just
but,
right.
And now I'm going with.
Well, no, every once in a while when you bet on them, they
fall apart too. I don't know. I think them doing the division at minus 110. I need to look further into it. What am I missing? Like, I'm confused by that. So the book's clearly like the Colts way more than me, which is possible, but. I just think this Texans team's I don't think they're ready now to win the AFC. Like, they're not playing in New Orleans, but they'll have a shot to make a run. I wouldn't shock me if they're in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs or against the Dolphins. That won't shock me at all. Or the Ravens, yeah.
Or the Browns.
No.
Or the Bengals.
Yes. But not anything else. Do coaches play Yorkie? Patriots are the best coach of all time last year. Won 4 games.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, coaches.
He's not even in the rundown.
I'm just saying.
Belichick's not even in the rundown.
I'm just saying, you're saying coaches, they have good coaching. Great. You can have great coaching and still lose. Like, it doesn't matter on this in terms of that. It just doesn't matter. You got to win football games. You can be a great coach, but you got to win. Brigade Proxy pro football story of the day. Thursday, Friday. Well, really, Monday. We had signups Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I don't think we have anybody tomorrow we do. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's that time of the year, guys. If you're coming to town, we are busy and we are signing you up. 702-570-8255. Shoot the text message. Say, guys, I'm coming to town. Or go to our website, thebvbshow.com, and write a message. Write a note. Hey, guys, coming to town. Tommy Lorenzen, we got you. We're good. We'll see you Saturday. We got you. We'll hook you up. I'm going to be at the airport. When are you flying in? I'll be there Saturday morning. If you need a lift, I'll pick you up. I'll drive you wherever you're going.
Perfect.
at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday.
Pick a pole with a number. That's how it works. Just walk outside.
But nobody understands what you mean when you say that.
There's poles with numbers on them.
I know.
You pick number 11. Say, I'm by pole number 11.
Yep.
You swing by, jump in a car. Boom.
Yep.
That's all.
Yep.
Pick a pole.
A couple other places you can go pick a pole in Vegas as well. But
at the airport.
Something you never know. I mean, I don't know.
Different pole, and there ain't no numbers on those poles. Another choice.
I don't know. Maybe. Thank you, Yorkie. We appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you, Yorkie.
Thank you for being here. So the Falcons are not playing Michael Penix Jr. in the second or the third preseason game.
Oh boy.
Now, I'm just going to reset and recalibrate as we go here because this is story. You need to understand why this is being talked about by me because I said nobody was dumb enough to draft Michael Penix in the first round because Michael Penix has had 4 season-ending injuries. So I thought, you're not going to take Michael Penix Jr. He's a walking infirmary. You aren't going to take this guy because you can't play him. He's going to get hurt. So they have Kirk Cousins as the starter. Kirk Cousins now is coming off of a pretty significant injury from last year, but he's back at practice. So he's been playing his, Stacy's mom, playlist at practice, and everyone's in love with, Kirk Cousins and the Costco dad that is Kirk Cousins. So he's your guy. But if you draft a quarterback in the top 15, shouldn't you play him in the preseason to see what the kid can do? No? Why not?
He ain't going to play.
Which is why you play him in the preseason, because he's not going to play.
No, he ain't going to play. But we need him to be ready to play in case the other guy gets hurt. So I'm not playing him in the preseason because he's the only other option to play. So bubble wrap him.
So
there you go, JPC the fourth.
So you're literally proving my point that you should never have drafted Michael Penix. And when he was drafted at 12, I was like, what are they or 8, right? Or 9, right? They're talking about 9.
I think 9.
9. What are you doing taking Michael Penix? Because Bo Nix going 12 was shocking enough as well. But 9, like no one's drafting Michael Penix Jr. I mean, come on. The guy's had 4 season-ending injuries, massive shoulder problems. Like you aren't drafting this guy to be a backup quarterback for this year because he's probably going to get hurt. And so they're like, no, he's not playing game 2. No, he's not playing game 3 either. Wait, what? This is when your young quarterback needs game reps. Got to see what the kid can do. Like, what are you doing?
They see what he's doing in practice. They don't want to show anybody anything, and they don't want him getting hit.
That's nuts. To me, that's crazy. He has to be able to get hit during a game, right?
P-Roll, this is like the 3rd choice in the NFC.
Who?
Win the NFC.
Correct.
The Falcons are literally getting some serious run by serious people.
Judon, Simmons. I mean, they made 2 big moves offensively to go ahead and get that.
Yeah. This is fascinating to me to watch from a distance and just go, that division is up for grabs, T-Lo. I agree. Follow Tommy Lorenzo on the Twitter at Tommy Lorenzo. He does a podcast called Cover the Weekend. You can listen to him. He killed it this weekend. Tommy, you're right. I don't see now. Again, I got these glasses on, and I'll take them off. I don't see what everybody else sees. I think the division is more up for grabs than most people do. They got Atlanta, clear favorite. Tampa, then a distance behind them.
Way down.
The Saints even further. And the Panthers, honestly, I have no idea what they're going to be. They got to be better than last year, but it's obviously a 2-team race. But I think the race is closer than people think.
I don't know. I think this is confirmation from my point that drafting a guy with massive injury concerns was a dumb move and taking a guy that you didn't need. You had Cousins. You didn't need this. Cousins got a 3-year deal. You didn't need this.
You needed a backup plan.
You had a million options for a backup plan. Second round, 5th round, 6th round. I mean, off the bench, backup. I mean, go get, I don't know, Brian Hoyer. Like there's a million guys out there to be a backup quarterback.
But you don't want a career backup at that point. Because what if Cousins is one snap away?
But he's an Iron Man. Cousins got hurt last year. Fine. But Kirk Cousins in his career has been really dependable. He's coming off a very serious injury. Achilles is no joke for a guy his age. I'll give you that. That's the worry. But he's been pretty durable. Yes, doesn't miss games.
Not.
I agree. He does
not miss games. He did not miss games until he did. Then when he did, he missed them all.
Yes, a lot of them. Right.
So I don't know. I don't think we can. I mean, was Jordan Love?
He played every preseason. They played Jordan Love. Like, I'm not saying play during the games.
Rodgers didn't play.
I'm just saying, and neither is Cousins. He's not playing either. I just don't understand. Those are game mentality. Reps. Those are no. It's an acknowledgement that the guy is an absolute piece of china. He's going to break anytime you put him on the field, and they're petrified of him breaking.
I don't think there's a need to play him now. I think there's a need to play him in the regular season if Cousins gets hurt, and I think we need to know. We're not sure. And again, we're speaking for people that are working in the building and in the offices. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm just telling you what I see. I wouldn't play him either. Why would I play him in meaningless games?
Because you
might have to play week 2 against the Saints.
Yeah, and he game speed in week 2 is
going
to
to be
there.
It's the same.
God.
The games mean something, and the Saints. I don't want to play him now.
Brutal.
What's the purpose?
Brutal to have.
I hit the stinger on the way out. That scared the crap out of me on the way in.
The Brigade Proxy Service story of the day. This is the the BVB portion.
Let's go.
To prove to you guys that we read your comments on YouTube, this was asked. Said, guys, can you start to do some college football conference previews and playoff previews? I thought we'd do conferences first because obviously the Big Ten Survivor Pool is available. SplySports.com/BVB to enter. So I thought we'd start with the Big Ten.
Let's do it.
To go to the biggest question. In your opinion, how will Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington fare in their first year in the Big Ten?
I think they're all different.
Okay.
I think Oregon has a much higher ceiling, obviously, based on odds to win it all and odds to win the Big Ten. I don't really know what Washington's going to be.
Do you believe there's going to be a learning curve? Okay, so Oregon's coming in with team speed. Dylan Gabriel is going to throw for 1 billion yards, a defense that's small and fast. They don't have big, bulky linemen in the Pac-12. And Oregon's guys, yes, they do produce a lot of NFL guys, but you look at the type of players that Oregon has produced, a lot of edge rushers, a lot of linebackers, a lot of DBs, speed. Big Ten's fast, but Big Ten plays in the snow. So Big Ten's got big guys, strong guys. They win games in the trenches. Is there a learning curve for Oregon?
Learning curve for a couple games, yeah. I mean, I think it's fast. Like they're watching film. It's not like they just hit them with at the end of August. By the way, you're playing in a Big Ten and Big Ten schedule.
Right.
Like they know what they're getting into. They've had time with transfer portal and things like that. I don't think it's a big adjustment as people will make it to be. I really don't. I mean, Oregon's a good football team. Now, will the games look different than when Iowa plays Northwestern? You're damn right they will. They'll look drastically different. Big Ten football as we know it.
But what about when UCLA plays against Nebraska? What does that look like?
I'm not sure. I'm really like UCLA. I'm not sure what they are bringing to the table. They changed their helmets. They went to a powder blue helmet. Like everything's going to look different.
I mean, Washington has 21 new starters.
Yeah, that's going to be totally different.
Totally different team.
New coach.
Totally different team.
21 new starters, only 22 starters on a football team, boys and girls, for you to involved with the math. That's hard to believe, but.
And the whole new coaching staff.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what Washington's bringing.
No one's watching Nebraska UCLA. I disagree with that. I think people will be watching it. Some people will be interested to watch that.
Not many.
Outside of the stadium. Yeah. And how does USC fare? I mean, if they do poorly, Lincoln Riley could be out. That's true. There are a lot of unhappy people. It's a big year for USC.
Crazy. He got out of Dodge to go coach in the Pac-12, and then they put the Pac-12 right in the Big Ten. Yeah. He had a pretty nice life when they were in the Pac-12 in LA. Yeah. And wow.
All right.
Yeah, that changed everything.
Best team.
Don't make me say this. I'm not saying it. You say it. I'm not
Ohio
saying
State.
it. Thank you.
But Will Howard's their quarterback.
You said that too.
Okay. So okay, we're going Big 12, Big 10. Let's see what the curve is. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, they ran McCord to Syracuse. They sent that kid up to CBW and said, "Get out of here. We don't want you anymore. You suck. Goodbye." You had the big shoes to fill. CJ Stroud, you couldn't do it, so get the hell out of here. And Ryan Day goes and says, "Okay, Will Howard." that was a strange get in my mind, but okay. Let's see what happens. Ooh, CBW says Penn State, best team of the Big Ten.
You don't have to kiss my ass, CBW.
You're in the conversation. I'll give you that. I mean, look, if Allard does what he's supposed to do, you got the running back, right? You got the running back. We know that. You got two guys that played unbelievable snaps for Penn State last year who are playing in the NFL. So how do you guys go ahead and recap? You got an issue with your left tackle. You got to replace another big time player there. So but Penn State, it goes Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State right now, preseason. Not sure it ends that way. Not sold it ends in that order.
Listen, man, I'm excited that the Big Ten could have more than one team in a playoff. I'll be completely bummed out if they have three and one of them isn't Penn State.
It's Iowa.
I swear, if it's Iowa, if it's Michigan,
because that's
Ohio
the answer
State,
to
Oregon.
This question. There is a prize team in the conference.
Ugh. You know who it is, right?
The Hawkeyes.
Dear God.
It's Iowa.
What are we doing on this show?
That's my surprise team in the Big Ten.
Isn't it Rutgers?
They can go 10-2. Their schedule, if they can go 10-2.
It's not Illinois.
Nope, not Illinois. It's not Indiana. It's not Purdue. No.
USC, maybe?
No. Lincoln Riley, if Lincoln's even there. If they get off to a bad start, it may
Type it in the chat, boys and girls. Big Ten people. Who's your surprise team in the conference? You can't say Penn State. It's not a surprise. You can't say Ohio State and you can't say Oregon. Who is it?
This is just mean. Iowa lost their best weapon. If you know who Tory Taylor is, he's the Australian punter.
The punter?
The punter for Iowa.
Attaboy ATL Coos.
The best weapon for Iowa. Look at Tommy. Look at Tommy. Let's go. Over a win total. Iowa to make the playoffs. Long shot. Hail Mary bet. 8-4 Ferentz is finally going to do something with his talent.
Stay there.
All right. Iowa scored enough points. They got a new OC, JR. They got a new OC. Come on. Believe in the Hawkeyes. I think punting is winning. Yes, punting is winning. That's the Iowa football motto. Punting is winning. Should be over 9 points per game for the Hawkeyes. They're going to score. That's great.
Thank you, Whitrock, for this hat. Every time I got to talk about Iowa.
Ohio State exacta for the Chiefs.
I don't want to see that, Joe the Fat Panda. I don't. Don't ruin my Tuesday.
Yeah, Iowa to score more than 10 points a game. Lock it up. Yeah.
Lock it up?
Yeah, with you. Absolutely. Yes.
Lock it up.
See, Mark, this is the bet that everyone is making.
What?
Nebraska team total over.
Really?
Yes. This is the number one bet at places like BetMGM. Number one team total bet of any college football team is Nebraska team total over.
People are crazy.
They are, because Matt Rule came out and said, I have a 10-2 football team. That's what he said. He goes, I have a 10-2 football team. Will we go out there and perform like it? I don't know, but I have a 10-2 football team. That's what I have. And they believe that
guy.
Well, you look at what he has done in year 2 after coming into Baylor, coming into where was he before Baylor?
Temple.
Thank you. Year 2 was always like rocket ship. He has a freshman quarterback, a 4-star freshman quarterback, the Raiola kid that everyone's jumping up and down about. All of my Nebraska friends, Ross before I passed out, that was the whole conversation about what Nebraska was going to look like.
And then you hit the deck.
And then I passed out and ruined the day. But before I did that, we had a long conversation about Nebraska football and what the Huskers were going to look like.
Ross did tell me that the Royals were going to make the playoffs, by the way.
He was there. He watched the Red Sox beat the Royals.
Yeah.
He's like most people in Omaha. They all love the Chiefs. They all love the Royals, and they all are huge Husker fans. And then some of them flip over to Creighton basketball, and I make fun of them when they do. So stay in your side of the flat. Hawkeyes. Surprise team in the Big Ten. Iowa. Let's go on that. So we'll do the Big 12 tomorrow as we go through getting into all of this. What? Oh, no. Yeah, we're not doing that, Juice. We're not talking about that. Okay. Answer me this question. Is this the norm? New Jersey posted a 12.3 hold in July. Double digits.
Betting. Yeah, baseball betting.
Is double digits going to be the norm now from a hold perspective? The win rate is the 4th highest in state history as nationwide rout continues. Gamblers, i.e. me. This actually makes me feel kind of okay because I was in New Hampshire. I was on vacation / work. I was in New Hampshire for 17 days in July, and I got my ass kicked.
Smoked.
So I thought, like, okay, I'm distracted. I'm not paying close attention. I'm not doing the work. Everybody got killed. It looks like everybody got killed. It wasn't just me.
For sure.
Everybody got killed.
Yep. It's the lowest handle month of the year because people are on vacation. People take a break. People don't always bet baseball. And when they do in July, they get whacked. So, you slow it down as far as volume, but the hold goes up. So it makes perfect sense to me. Now, that number is great because they got products that are same game parlays and, multiple game parlays, period, with anything is good for business. So not surprised by that number. Are you surprised by that number?
I'm not surprised. I'm surprised about the fact that every state is like 10.5, 11.2, 12.3. Like the numbers that keep on coming out, it's like, dang, 12.3% hold in a state like New Jersey. Massachusetts, 10.3%. These are big states.
That's good.
I mean, baseball just beating the living daylights out of gamblers.
And it's going to be funny because
September will be bloodbath, public's revenge.
No.
Okay.
Hold percentage will go down a little, but handle will double, triple, quadruple, whatever it's going to be.
Shoot. I mean,
I think the football.
What's the best hold percentage you ever saw for Nevada when you were working for CG?
Summertime when we would hold. We would
6?
Hold, no. We would hold 10.
Oh,
there were a couple months where we hold 10. Probably average was a good month was 7.5 to 8.
Okay. What's
and
a
the
football?
low end was 4 to, there were months where it was 1.8 when we, lost more. But I don't know. I never saw a losing month when I was in there.
It's incredible. Never saw a losing month.
No. The juice is too much to overcome.
It's incredible. It really is.
We took everybody's bets, including BW. We took Billy's bets. We took everybody's bets.
Along the same lines, another study showing that sports betting having a negative impact on financing. And this study also found, which is really weird, that people, mostly young men, are taking money out of the stock market and betting it. For every $1 gambled, this study found that $2 were taken out of the overall net worth of the gambler.
Wow. Okay. So you're using like money that's earmarked for the 401k or for the IRA and stuff and gambling with it?
Or just going ahead and, buying whatever you want, buying some stock, pretending that you're some like day trader.
Well, people have been doing that since the beginning of time.
I don't understand these studies. This is four different universities came together to make this study possible.
Yeah.
This was a long, in-depth conversation about young men mostly who have decided, okay, I'm going to gamble now instead of buying stocks. I mean, the stock market, if you watch movies like Wall Street or whatnot, I mean, there's a lot of gambling going on Wall Street, is there not? I mean, that's just what people do. They want the rush for whatever they're doing. And people get wiped out on the stock market the same way they get wiped out with gambling.
Oh, yeah. They could. Listen, the stock market has become so hard for the little guy with all the automated trading tools and all this other nonsense. It's a very similar path, right? But now sports betting has become so mainstream that people just do it. It starts as a hobby and a side hustle and a habit, and then it becomes, when it goes a different way, it can become very negative. These studies always go into that. And I mean, I lived it. I saw it between gambling and booking it and all this stuff. Like, when you see the bad, you really learn to appreciate the good. Studies like this was interesting. I mean, you sent it and I was right in the middle of something and I was like, what is this? And I opened it up and it's 80 pages.
Oh, no, it's really, it's, I mean, we're talking about some of the premier universities in the country have come together for this. BYU, Kansas, Northwestern, all come together for this. Scott Baker, the co-author and a finance professor at Northwestern, told Front Office Sports, people are basically taking away money from long-term investments and they're spending it more in the present. But then we also see that they are more maybe expose themselves to some extent to more financial instability or financial fragility, kind of increasing amounts of overdrafts, running up more debt on their credit card and things like that. The paper found that for every dollar spent on sports betting, net investments go down slightly over $2. We're basically finding out that this is not just a reorganization of people's entertainment spending, but it's kind of affecting other parts of their financials and maybe more of a long-term financial than we maybe had seen in the hoped and had hoped for.
I don't know if we can make one overarching statement like that.
I would agree, but I feel like the more I love bringing these topics to light because I feel like these are the conversations that are going to be had in the next 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
About what to do with the sports betting industry. Like being left alone, the sand is running out of the hourglass. Like the industry is slowing down. People it's not like this really fun fireworks show anymore of like, wow, we've got sports gambling. Now it's like, okay, we have sports gambling. Sorry, Will. It's fucking Timmy up.
Oh,
so how do we go and fix this? Because I mean, Timmy, what did you do here? How did you do this? Like, why did you do this? And I'm not trying to excuse Timmy from any personal responsibility because Timmy did it to himself. But for the next 2, 10, 20 versions of Timmy, what types of things are going to be in place? What guardrails are going to be in place to say, hey, we're not going to allow you to entice somebody with this or with that. You can't do these types of, spend this, get that, the thing I saw, the no worry wager. There's your new term, because you can't say free bet anymore. And you can't say risk free. Those two terms you can't say anymore. So I saw that yesterday for the first time. No worry wager. We're just going around.
It's like Whale Watcher Wednesday, but different.
Yeah, you're just going through it.
No worry wager.
A no worry wager. Because you can't say free bet. You can't say risk free.
Right.
So now they're just finding new ways of saying these things.
Same thing.
Saying the same thing to get people enticed to go and gamble.
The best thing you can do is either like learn for yourself or have somebody tell you. Like the kids have learned to gamble with me.
Right.
At the house and pay when they lose. They get paid when they win. They're lucky with me. Sometimes when they lose, they don't have to pay, but they win when they collect. Or they collect when they win. I think explaining it like we were explaining it to our 10-year-old daughters, is a positive. And I think we're always going to do that on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, you need to understand what you're doing. And you need to understand when you're losing, just stop.
Back off. Yeah.
Just stop. And then go get a job, go work, go make extra money. And then that's what you use for your bankroll. But when you put that pressure on yourself and you start doing stuff and you get in over your head, it can get ugly fast. And it's not fun. And, you know, there's places to call and people to talk to about different things. But you got to really know that, I think, to understand it best. And that's what these studies provide, these graphs and all these things. And, you know, I mean, they can come on the show. We love to have people on the show that want to talk about this. But yeah, education about anything is key. And I think the space is going to find that out pretty quickly, P-Roll, right?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I think that's once we start hearing, and I don't know how many years ago you told me this. You said, watch England. Said, watch what's going on in England. Watch the way they're reporting on their gambling addiction and get ready for the same type of reaction. And there's a story over there about a kid who jumped in front of a train because he was so far in debt. And the guy who worked at the book just kept on loading him up and loading him up and loading him up. And the kid went and jumped in front of a train. And everything changed after that in England. Everything went, okay, hold on. Wait. And they all started to peel back the onion and said, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And unfortunately, the U.S. sports betting industry, I think, will be under the same type of microscope after a really bad story that comes out in some form or fashion. Predatory, or whatever you want to call the way that a book may be operating towards a player. And when that happens, that's when the government feels empowered. So not good. Oh, there you go. See, there's that documentary. Yep. And sports rating. It's not, and that's a precursor for what's going to happen here. It's 100%. Remember,
well, I mean, you're starting to see it over there. I mean, they can't
Australia,
advertise in the stadiums in Australia and different things. And they had everybody get stuff like on the uniforms and in the stadiums. And now here they're starting to pull that back. And like just making it normal is good for the business. I don't know if it's good for everybody.
No, it's good. I think it is good for everybody. I think it is. I think sunlight's the best disinfectant. I think it's great to have a conversation out in the open about, you know, I've talked to you about this before in the past, but like, you know, if you claim you don't lose, I'm sorry. I'm done. Okay. And I lose it. Like I lose. Okay. I lose. Look at my July, look at my August. I don't lose every month. I don't lose every week, but I lose. Yep. And so I tell people when I'm betting, you do what you want with it. You can follow it, fade it. I don't care. Do whatever you want with that information. But that's where, you know, the selling of picks comes in, and people love to, you know, go ahead and expose people, say you're charging for picks and you're losing. Okay. Like, yeah. And some people are willing to admit that, going like, hey, I had a bad month. I'll be back next month or whatever it is. But when you're paying that person for their information, you're paying them because you think they're going to win. Well, the dirty little secret is that doesn't happen either. Like, so there's just go bet on your own, because realistically you're going to lose too. So just lose on your own, you know, don't lose by someone else's picks, lose on your own picks. But like, that's the conversation around betting and how difficult it is helps everyone. Because the problem is when we make it sound easy, that you're going to get rich, that the blonde girl with the big, you know what's are going to like you because you're a big sports bettor, right? You're going to feel, everyone's going to make you feel like, oh, you're a big man now, aren't you?
Whoa.
You're going to roll up, right? Look at all the ads back in the DFS days, right? Where did they hold DFS parties? The Playboy Mansion. Huh. Why would you do that? That's an interesting place to hold a daily fantasy tournament. So that type of marketing might not be long for America. That those things might be reeled in real quick. Remember when, you know, the pharmaceutical companies were able to do whatever the hell they wanted, and they ran around and they had all sorts of big parties. And now there's like 50 movies on Netflix about pill popping doctors and the parties they threw. We're going to have those movies on sports betting. Those movies are going to come around. There's a great book, Dealing with Kings, right? About what happened with the daily fantasy explosion, written by a guy from Boston who I knew him and his wife, and I talked to them on air and off air. Awesome book. That stuff, not long for America in terms of being allowed to do. They put the clamps on the pharmaceutical business. You can't give trips. You can't give this. You can't give that.
Right.
The affiliate world and the affiliate business type of situation. I don't know how much longer it's going to be allowed in America. We're entering a very interesting 5-year stretch.
Sweeps is next.
Sweepstakes. Well, Delaware just kicked one out. So that started first state to boot somebody out. A sweepstakes book got kicked out of the state for operating. So better to book it, and baseball picks and plays on the other side live. If you're with us on YouTube and Twitter for Sports Grid and SiriusXM, thank you for listening. Replay tomorrow night, same place, same time. For the rest of you, you get bonus time right now. Okay. That was what they called the Sunshine Act. Yeah. See, there you go. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Sunshine.
I don't know. Promoting the stock market equals sports gambling metaphor is the way forward. Literally no difference, but the game is. See, I fight this with so many people, Ian. I've had so many fights with people about saying that sports betting is investing. It's not. It just isn't me. I disagree. I have a friend, Papa Bear, you guys have seen. We worked with at Props, and he likes calling it sports investing, not sports betting. I just can't agree with it.
Call it whatever you want. It's fair.
Well,
I mean, there are a lot of similarities.
There are, but when you buy a stock of a company, I have the ability to buy enough of that company to control it. I can never control the Boston Red Sox. No matter how much I buy Red Sox money line tonight, if I want to, wager it, I can't control what the manager does.
No, but you can buy a share of the Red Sox tonight and watch the game and then get a return on your investment. Or
but what am I investing in? Because I'm not buying a piece of anything. I'm just putting a speculation down that they're going to do something.
It's the same thing in a stock.
There are there's some ways in stock market with day trading and whatnot. Yes, I'll give you that, but not all of them were like that. So I just don't believe in that stuff. I see it, I hear it, and it drives me nuts. It's always drives me nuts because I can buy enough stock in Amazon if I have enough money to control the whole fucking company. Can't do that for the Pittsburgh
Steelers. You really
Steelers.
can't. I mean, in theory, you're supposed to be able to, but you have to go through steps and
but there's SEC rules, and there's also the thing that so if I want to put $500,000 down on the Pittsburgh Steelers to cover, I'm not going through any government regulation for that. It's not the same. There's no SEC. I'm going.
The government, KYC, not SEC.
That's the book's problem, not my problem. If I want to buy that stock, it's my problem. I got to justify all sorts of things. You're looking at my background. Why are you buying it? What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, you have to do that now. You can't go do anything with $500,000 without a proctology exam, including making a bet.
Well, yes. That's on you guys though to do that.
No, that's the bank. I mean, that's the system. That's just
okay.
The government.
I would compare it to betting on earning report for a trade. You're hoping for a particular outcome, not a long-term investment. Right. I like that.
Not a long-term investment. Definitely.
I like that. That's true. There are sports betting, but see, they push back on that and they go, wait a minute. If I buy enough futures, I'm buying stock in these teams as to what they're going to do. And if I buy it at 5-1, it turns into 15-1. And then they go ahead and get really hot and it's down to 2-1. Look at my, ROI on that. I can go ahead and play off of this. And there's all these different, I get it.
Spinning it every which way you can. It's just like, look, man, you're betting.
Yes. I just can't.
Call it whatever you want.
Royals have won 5 straight. They're laying $2 against the Angels with Reagan's on the mound tonight.
A little steep, but I don't want the Angels.
No. Can't touch the Angels
No.
on this. But Royals, money line, parlay per piece potentially with Reagan's on the mound.
Yeah.
Brewers have won 5 straight, but they're dogs with Fetty going for St. Louis.
Yeah. It starts when you got to go. I want Montas. There's just certain pitchers even when they're on good teams, you're like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Just bet the over.
And the injury is, I think there's going to be, I don't know. I think
I don't
losing
like the game at all.
No, I think the Brewers are poised to go down. They won 5 in a row. But the Yelich injury to me is gigantic on this. Guardians have lost 3 games in a row, and they got the Yankees.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I don't know. Lefty against the Yankees.
Aaron Judge is the number one.
I don't think today is the day to take the Guardians. I don't think so.
Every single book is buried on Aaron Judge props today. Home run, over 1.5 bases, RBI.
Tuesday, Dinger Day.
All
Dinger
that.
Tuesday, all that other stuff. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's probably one of those ones that you go, oh, yeah.
If Judge hits a home run tonight, it'll leave a mark on the books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Soto.
It's
Soto
not
Jack.
one that you want. Soto Jack. I like it, the juice.
And then Orioles, Mets. Big game.
Some fun baseball series next couple days. This is another one of them. Mets small. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Quintana scares me, though. Over.
It's Mets or nothing to me.
Mets or nothing?
Mets side under, actually, for me, for the total.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I like under. First time.
Kremer scares me. Yeah. Better to book it. All right, better to book a time. One play in the W. The Liberty are playing the Dallas Wings. The Wings give up 90.4 points per game. Okay. They just gave up 101 to Connecticut. Liberty is the number 2 offensive scoring team in the WNBA, third best 3-point shooting team in the W. Team total over 94.5. It's down to 93.5. If you want to jump on it, because the under has been the play, so the team total came down. I just can't go over 175.5. That's a crazy number. And I also can't bet under because Dallas plays no defense and they're one of the worst teams in the W.
Just let me click refresh and see the lines. Wow.
14.5 still?
I just hit refresh and it's being blasted to 11.
Down, taking the dog.
Yeah, somebody not playing or something.
101.90 was the final score against Connecticut.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. 11, 10 and a half.
What's the total?
174.
Okay, so it's down a point.
I'll say book it. I don't know. There's something going on, but I mean, that's probably the right play.
No Sabrina.
Oh.
Iaska's out.
Moonoff.
Still. She's awesome, but still.
Moonoff!
Liberty are going to score a lot. Liberty going to score.
See you, Moonoff.
Yeah. Braves money line. I'm taking the bait. It's up to 135, you said now?
You're on your own.
I took 115.
Yeah. Good luck. I don't know.
Got to have it. Lopez, let's go.
This is on him. It's Braves. If Braves win, the game's going under.
Yep.
Completely correlated today, I think, with this one.
Agreed.
But they got to win.
Betting the streak. Marlins over 7.5.
Bet. Just
Diamondbacks offense, red hot.
I mean, Diamondbacks team total over. I like that better than your WNBA totals.
Yep.
Team total over.
And then finally, I'm just keeping. I mean, the Astros are a bet until further notice.
Wow, you're flush today. You're 4 bets. You better book it. Feeling good. You got 2 right yesterday.
Yep.
Right? Pumped up. Your boy's pumped up. That's when you used to sit in the book and go, hi. Guys usually bets 2 or 3 games. Now he's betting 4. He must have won yesterday. Yep. You just know. That's good.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a bet. I think I'm going to wear the Astro stuff on the show.
There you go.
I think so. I think I'm going to go all Astroed out. Orange is looking good on you. I might go orange jersey today. Something like
all right. Favorite thing about today is what?
We're a day closer over here to the kids going to college.
Woo,
and
baby.
Yeah, so they leave late / Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, whatever you want to call it. But this morning they were getting stuff together and it's complete chaos and everything else. But they were going to breakfast with 2 of their teammates from the last year of travel ball, which was, when Kylie was 18, she's 21. So they know they're leaving town. and they're getting together and they're going to Iggy's place and they're having breakfast. And I couldn't go because I was busy talking on the phone and getting ready for the show. But it warmed my heart that they're still friends, teammates, and that they wanted to get together. And her dad, one of the girls is Coach Eric, and I'm Coach Dave. And Coach Eric just got his own team again.
Oh, wow.
So the discussion at breakfast, and they haven't come back yet, or my light's on the door and they know not to bother me, but they may rope me back in to being on the field again, which,
oh, wow,
you won't have to twist my arm, but I may, it's an outside shot.
Nice.
That, we may get back on the field and run it back one more time with some younger kids and a different crop. So just the prospect of that, my favorite thing about today.
Not coaching your kid, easier?
The same for me, way easier on the kid.
Okay.
Was, because I was hardest on mine, and it led to some real battles. But not having any kid on the team, you're looked at differently from the parents.
Of course.
So that immediately overcomes that.
Yeah, you don't have the same bias. You're not going to be accused of anything.
Correct.
You're just coaching the team to win.
Yeah. Oh, Yorkie's right. I do have a hockey commitment. Yorkie, we're in contract negotiations for the hockey team. The wife wasn't a big fan of this.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, there's no way Jessica's going to let you do that. Like, sorry. No way.
Not happy with
the blood thinners and ice and razor sharp skates. Not really a great combination.
Stay on the wing. I ain't blocking those shots. Just give me the puck and I'll go score. I'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know. That could be tough. A couple things. One, it was great to see Jeremy this morning. Got him taken care of. He ran it back. He's signed up for more. You got 1-1, and now he's 2-2. So he's all excited about the Circa. He's in the Westgate as well. I'm telling you guys, if you're coming to town and you want to do the Circa, it's not a bad idea if you can afford it and swing it. The Westgate's going to be wide open. I mean, it's going to be 1,000 people in that thing. I mean, this is going to be, you got a shot. You got the mini contests, 3-week, 6-week, 9-week.
Yep.
And you got a shot.
Yeah, you really do. It's a lot of fun. And I think it's worth a discussion if you're, deciding. We've had people do both. It's just as easy. You can do one, the other, or both. Do it. I don't know. You got to play it. Can you play that clip of the show on the way out?
Yeah,
for anyone that missed it earlier, we'll hit that on the way out and then get out of here.
Must come to Circa in person to register and pay the entry fees.
Dude, you flew in just for this?
I flew 3,000 miles for one day for the Circa Survivor pool. Absolutely.
You come out one time, you get with your proxy.
We're going to put in your picks every week.
For Circa Survivor, your selections need to be entered from within the state of Nevada. The presence of the proxy services enable contestants to play Circa Survivor from anywhere in the world.
I am from Virginia.
Houston.
Middle of nowhere in Ontario, Canada.
From Illinois.
Itascalo, Ohio.
Minnesota.
From South Boston, Massachusetts.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
I'm from Czech Republic.
There's a lot of pressure on the contestants to get the picks in, and a lot of pressure on the proxies, right, that have this special responsibility.
It's amazing to me that people forget deadlines to put your picks in.
You're texting your picks on Friday night or Saturday morning on your phone, and they're putting them in for you.
You have to put your picks in. That's why you really have to go with a proxy company. If you don't, trust me, you're actually in danger in this type of contest.
He said it. Crack said it.
I can't think of a better endorsement, for the proxy service and for the contest. And I mean, there's Crack, there's Palm going backwards, there's Lewis, Rainmaker Lou, made an appearance. That was Johnny V that I was talking to earlier with the Phillies jersey on.
Right.
Literally flew out like our guy Jay Buck did, 24 hours. Jay Buck was in Las Vegas for 24 hours. Landed. I picked him up at the airport, drove him to the book, signed him up, dropped him off. I never saw him again. And he was back in New Hampshire the next day. Literally. So it can be done. You guys would be surprised at people that don't put their picks in. It happens. We got your back. That's why you hire a proxy.
Covey, we love you.
Covey, We do love you. You pain in the ass.
We did save your ass a couple times. Last thing, who has the obsession with Stephanie? Which one of our brigade members has
Sydney?
Has the smalls? No, the smalls.
Oh, Akbar, my guy.
Okay.
Akbar.
Akbar, you'd be happy to know that she just sent me a message. The Eagles landed. Stephanie Smalls is in town, so she will be on BVB coming up Thursday or Friday of this week.
Oh God!
So we will see Stephanie.
I hope
she just said, "I can't wait to see you guys." So we will see her coming up later today. So Akbar, get ready. Smalls, her return. The first time she ever appeared on BVB was at these Circa shows. She's coming back in person.
Holy crap!
Miss Connecticut herself coming back.
I have to check on her. She may not be. She know the show is Thursday
and Friday.
She may not make it to either day. Oh my God!
She's doing her own fantasy football party tomorrow.
Oh, good.
At Stadium Swim. She's doing a whole big party. Sign up party and everything else.
If anybody wants to do that, you can reach out to us directly. We can help put you in touch with the right people. We are not doing that. I've been asked to do multiple fantasy leagues. Not a fantasy guy anymore. I don't have the time. It doesn't fit into the budget.
Never was. Back tomorrow for a Whale Watch Wednesday. Early 10:30 Pacific, 1:30 Eastern time. 10. Sorry, 10. You're right. Sorry, 10 a.m. 1 a.m. 1 p.m. 10 a.m. 1 p.m. starts for tomorrow for a Whale Watch Wednesday. Alex Kane will join us. We'll break down everything happening for week 0 at Sport Trade. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are going to see us there. Then Thursday, Friday, Circa Sports. That show starts at 11:30 Pacific-ish. 2:30 Eastern-ish. Dave, Matt, back tomorrow for a Whale Watch Wednesday. BVB.